the only candidate who has 35 years of private sector experience in addition to my time at the state capitol. So I do know the challenges that all of you small business owners face each and every day in our community. And it's really the small businesses that are creating the jobs in our economy. So it's about getting rid of regulation, unnecessary regulation that impedes rather than assists. It really is about making a commitment to understand that small businesses are the heart of our communities, creating the jobs for our people. I do support the card chip legislation that would allow for neutrality for elections. I really do believe that public unions are really not the enemy, but really part of our communities. They have changed the face of Hawaii in ways that benefits everyone across the state. Unions have brought living wages, important benefits to our communities, and really led the way in lots of social issues and changes that are so fundamental to our communities. So I do support the card check so that there's a neutral process to ensure that there are fair elections in determining whether a workplace should be organized. I believe that the quickest way to improve public education here for English language, second language speakers as well as others is really about empowering schools, giving those closest to the students the authority and the resource to make the decisions about what programs are most important. I've been a champion for science, technology, engineering, and math programs and applied learning programs throughout the state because I do know that for English as a second language speakers, applied learning, hands-on learning, robotics, and other programs really facilitates and helps them learn more and get integrated into our communities. It's really about those kinds of programs when it's decided by the teacher, the principal, and the community at the school level that are most successful. My auntie does live in a Filipino care home in Area, and she has been so happy since moving in and is so well cared for. I do understand what the benefits are to the care home providers here in Hawaii. The challenge, I believe, is balancing and ensuring that we can protect the public from bad operators, not the good operators. So we really need to take a step back, look at really what are the critical elements of registration and licensing so that we can minimize the impact that government has on them, but most importantly, assure the public health and safety of our community for those licensed operators. You know, Hawaii is a community of immigrants. Wave after wave of immigrants have come to Hawaii and brought their traditions, and we celebrate each and every one of them. We do that because we know we celebrate the ethnic diversity that surrounds our communities. But the opportunity really is about public schools. I believe that public schools are really the heart and foundation of our communities. It gives the hope and dreams for all of our students. The best public school system will assure the best ethnic diversity and opportunity across our communities. I would say I have spent much time speaking with the board of directors at the Kauai Co-op Utility, and I do understand the challenges of organizing a business as a co-op. Organizing a co-op is not as simple as having it happen. There needs to be a way to put it to a vote. The community needs to be organized. I've talked with many people on Kauai who are glad that they did the co-op on Kauai, and it has worked well. But they don't know how you would organize such a co-op that would span the rest of the island, to Oahu, Maui, the Big Island. So I do believe that the stockholder option works better there. Unfortunately, the Health Connector was built as an independent silo from the other functions of the Department of Human Services. And so the way forward to reduce and minimize the cost to all of you, the taxpayer, is really to integrate it into the Medicaid system, reduce duplication. We now have separate computer systems that could be folded into one system, reduce the overlap, forget about the $200 million that we got from the federal government. Really look at right-sizing the operations to reflect the 10,000 people who currently subscribe. Yes, the Common Core has been adopted by the Board of Education and really is the educational standards that are being implemented in our public schools today. But as I said at the beginning, I really do believe in empowering schools and ensuring that those closest to the children have the authority and the resources to implement the programs that they believe make sense. I believe that schools are different. Schools in Alabama or Texas are different than schools in Hawaii. And we need to make sure that our children are learning the most important things that are important to our communities, not a national standard. I have been a champion for autonomy for the university because I do believe that the leading institutions of higher learning across the country and around the world are really independent and separate from government entities. So I don't believe that more intervention is the solution. The regents and the president really need to take ownership of the university, determine what is the global vision of that institution. Remember that it is the University of Hawaii, a system of campuses across the state that provide the higher education needs for our communities from Kekaha to Hilo. And really focus on those programs, those funding, those priorities that are most important to the people of Hawaii.